And welcome back, everybody, to another exciting edition right here. It's Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. I've got the man, Roman Banks, right here, Athletic Director. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well as well. A little cold, finally. One day it's 32 degrees, and the next day it's 75 this weekend.
Yeah, I take 75 any day of the week.
We got a good show for you coming up today. We're going to talk baseball. As Southern Baseball, the Jaguars get ready to go for their 2019 season. So we'll have that coming up. Also football, Coach Dawson Odoms will be right here, talk about recruiting, and also talk about the schedule, what he thinks about the schedule. We're going to talk to Anna Jones. Everybody loves Anna Jones. She'll be right here and show her how much she's contributed to Southern Athletics. And not only that, how you can do it. Maybe that's a model to where you can be able to do it one day as well. And so many things to talk about. Of course, right here with Roman Banks, Athletic Director of Southern University. Lady Jags in basketball, first place in the SWAC right now. We're looking good.
First place, you wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. So obviously, you know, we want to acknowledge Coach Funches and his staff. I think when Coach Pugh, when she left the program, she was such a legendary coach that we had to find a good replacement. But in that mindset, we thought that we were looking for someone that can continue that winning pathway. And obviously, you know, I think sometimes you just need to reward people. Coach Funch has been in Southern 15 plus years. He's been right on the side of Coach Pugh. He actually recruited those student athletes. So it's a lot different from bringing someone in from the outside to come in and lead a basketball team or a team. And when you have someone right there that's been right there with the student athletes. In his case, he was qualified. He's been there a long period of time doing the winning tradition. And so therefore, we just figured it was a no-brainer to give him his opportunity. And I think that he deserved that, and now he's proven it.
He's feeling confident about the upcoming, recruits coming in as well. But Coach, he's got about 8 players that can be starters anywhere in the SWAC. I mean, he goes to his bench on second string and come in. And so they're looking good. They're on a big 5-game winning streak. Of course, they won over in Alabama A&M. That made 6 in a row.
Right.
But they lost in the Joel Reed Acadome. We all know how tough that place is.
Tough place. But he went on the road and he got the split.
Right.
And so obviously, you know, he got another road contest, and hopefully that he can win that one and come take care of home field. And you know, and once again, that's philosophy. And so we knew that their philosophy was all about numbers and wearing the other team down. They play up-tempo style of game. And so already he recruited that brand of athlete, and that makes that transition a little bit more easier. And, you know, he got some great assistant coaches over there with him. And
the men's basketball team obviously lost their 2 in the Alabama road swing. Hopefully they're getting, I think they're getting better and better. The 2 games I saw when they did their homestand, you can see them running and putting more players in there that are high-spirited and that are very fast.
Yeah, no question about it. So when you speak about Sean Woods and the style of ball he want to play, he's accustomed to playing that same style that Coach Pugh, that Coach Funch is playing right now. And that's wearing a team down, playing pretty fast, trapping over the court. But that requires you to play a lot of people. And as you can see that, I think they're starting to play pretty well. And I just think that they haven't had the opportunity to finish. And he haven't had a team that's gone through the fire to get that one person with leadership to kind of get them across that hump. But I just think that, you know, if they keep staying right there, that they are continuing to get better. I think they lost to the Alabama State by 4. And so when you go there, and I think Alabama State is right there, right there at the top of the league, and you go on the road there and play them pretty decent. I think if they can stay consistent and they can play with a lot of energy, I think that they can get themselves ready for the conference tournament.
No doubt about that. Coach, you know what makes a team win is the continuity of that team and the togetherness and the familyhood and what have you. What you did on that is what you're doing now to the staff. To your staff. And I understand you had a little mini retreat.
Yeah, so, you know, I think that, you know, we have had a retreat this past weekend where I took the senior staff, and I always say that the senior staff is ultimately the heartbeat of the athletic department. And I kind of talk about, you know, you put your right hand over your heart. So you don't never see that muscle, but that muscle is important to your survival. And so the senior staff people don't never really see them, but they're a part of putting the programming together for each game, each concept, each contest, game operations. So it's a lot that go into that. And so, you know, we went on our retreat, and we had also the privilege also, we try to go somewhere and learn. So we had one of our corporate sponsors, New Decisions, take care of us and give us a chance to enjoy the game from Sweet Side. And so we can look and learn and see what the Pelicans was doing at their game, so we can bring it back to Southern University and make our game experience pretty good.
And they do have a fun time. Here's some pictures of it right now that you're looking at on your TV screen. And the Pelicans do a great job. And I look at that and seeing, you know, when Southern basketball is as busy as I am doing the play-by-play, I look during the breaks, and there's so much fun at Southern University F.G. Clark Activity Center when we've got our games. And that's the thing to do. You know, you always look at other people and see how they're doing it, get ideas. And that's how you get ideas. And you can see right now is lots of great pictures from this little mini event.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we stayed in that meeting room just about all day, so I was glad to get away. You know, when it comes to structure, I'm pretty, you know, real serious about that. And we also had a speaker to come in, and she was dynamic. Miss Landry out of New Orleans. She, you know, she runs her own company. She's on the Superdome board with Mr. Henry Baptiste, who recommended her to us. And so she was able to come in and she talked about calmness, passion, and working together from what has made her successful in real estate and her practice, her law practice. And so we take those type of things and put them all together and try to grow who we are so we can all be better.
No question about that. And I'll tell you what, hey, we're over here at a place that's brand new scoreboards, and they've got some great things over here. We try the bread pudding. They make us try the bread pudding every single week.
Oh, they force our hand.
And then they've got some, I had some shrimp, and these were Jurassic Park shrimp. They were that big last week. They were unbelievably big. Boiled shrimp, just spiced perfectly. I thought I was somewhere in the French Quarter or something, eating good old shrimp, man. It was so unbelievable.
You smell the spice when you start walking in the building.
You got the crabs, and you got also we got a kids deal too out here today.
Oh yeah, so they have the kids special. They can get 2 burgers and a fry. They can get the 2 hot dogs and a fry. But all honesty, the kids are tearing the crabs and shrimp up. So I don't think they really want that. So this ended up being a pretty good deal, and I think everyone is enjoying the company and all our alums that's coming out and supporting this whole event.
All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking. We got baseball to talk about. We got football to talk about. We'll continue right here overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics right here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love. Grand Cherokees, we'd rather sell them than move them.
It's Salisbury's Move and Sale and Jeep Adventure Days.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, $27,990.
With Power Group backup camera, keyless entry, and Uconnect.
Get them now at Salisbury's Chrysler,
Dodge,
Jeep,
and Ram in Baton Rouge.
Buddies, talking about buddies. You just can't lock 'em out, buddies. They'll make your day. Hey. Buddies, you can't deny 'em, buddies. You just can't buy 'em. Whoever comes your way, buddies are here to stay.
Welcome back, everybody, right here at the Scoreboards Restaurant, and we're right here with the Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar athletics, and we've got to the program, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the baseball coach of Southern University, Carrick Jackson, is here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you.
Man, it's that time of the year.
It is.
Baseball season. You just started practicing, and tell us how it's going.
It's going pretty good. Like you said, we just started our official practice last Friday, so be able to get all the guys out there and not be limited to 4 hours a week. Now we have more time to start to get some things in as we're getting closer to game day.
Cool deal. You know, in college baseball, pitching is the key, and how deep your pitching staff goes. How do we look on pitchers this year?
That's the one adjustment that we really wanted to make this year from last year and focus on bringing in more quality depth, more guys that are going to throw strikes. And I think that ultimately we built from the back moving forward. Wanted to strengthen our bullpen. I could go out on record, I think, by saying we might have been the best 7-inning team in the country. Yeah. The problem was we played 9. So not being able to finish there in the back end, I think we've added some pieces to the puzzle that if they can go out and throw strikes for us at the back end, I think it'll give us a chance.
How long does it take a new coach to get his feel for the baseball team and get his players there?
You know, I think it just varies where you are, what the players are that are in there, based on whether or not they fit the system that you like to run. And so each individual opportunity it varies from player to player, it varies from program to program. And with these guys that we have, there's some guys that are pieces to the puzzle, and it's just spending time trying to get them to increase their baseball IQ and get them to understand the game a little bit better, and also the way that we're going to play it.
So have you figured out who your starters are going to be for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday series?
No, you know what? We're still working through that. We got 2 more weeks of scrimmages, and we got some guys that are tough in that competition for those 3 spots right now. So we're kind of grinding through that right now and giving them the opportunity to. Everybody wants that Friday night spot,
right?
So we're saying, hey, if you want it, go get it.
What about your fielding? Infield, outfield.
So again, that's another area where I think that we're very fortunate this year is we were able to add some depth. And so it's been just nip and tuck competition since the fall all the way through now to where guys are really, really grinding it in there and starting to solidify some roles, but they're still competing.
Awesome deal. So when we look at the schedule, when you look at coming up, I mean, you'll be playing very soon. Friday, February 15th, FAMU.
Yep. So we open up in that Andre Dawson Classic down there in New Orleans, tournament that we've played in traditionally for the last however many years.
Will this be on TV, this one?
So they have one game that's on TV. In the past, I think they've had 2 or 3 games that are on TV, but this year they just have one game. They're also, MLB is sponsoring another tournament out in Arizona, I believe.
Okay.
So based on that, they're going to give us one TV game. We're not on that game. That game is going to be EKU and FAMU, but we play FAMU on that Friday night.
And then also, speaking of an LSU game will be on ESPN.
Yes. We're very fortunate that LSU had a break in their schedule, and Coach Maneri called me up and said, hey, we'd like to come over and play you guys at your place if you have an opportunity to do so. So to play them twice in a home and home, I think that should be pretty exciting for us this year.
And you're playing against Air Force at Alex Box, is that correct?
Yes, on Monday. I guess that's Monday the 18th. We'll play them. They had an extra game. They were supposed to play Army. Army dropped out. So we have an opportunity to go over and play them at Alex Box.
So what do you think about the conference this year? Who looks to be strong this year?
You know, I think you always got to look at your traditional guys that have been finishing at the top. You look at Alabama State and Jackson State over there on the east side, and then on our side, Texas Southern has been that team that kind of they go out and they're pretty consistent. I know last year they had about 15 seniors, so there's going to be some turnover for him. But what I liked about the West is it was competitive all the way across. I mean, we got walked off 6 times in conference, so we were right there with everybody else. We just couldn't finish and get over that hump. So I think on the west side, it's going to be that dogfight like it is every year, and on the east side, you're probably going to get Jackson State and Alabama State to be at the top.
And it's always important to be able to compete for championships, to play for the championship, not only in the SWAC, but also in the NCAA tournament.
Agreed. The one thing that I've talked to our guys about is we put a lot of focus on the process-oriented goals and not the result-driven goals. Everybody wants to talk about the SWAC. Everybody wants to talk about getting to a regional. But where we've been as a program for the last 5 or 6 years, we have to baby steps. And so the one thing I've challenged our guys to do is, hey, let's just play clean baseball. And if we can go out and play clean baseball with our talent, I think it puts us in a position where all those things will take care of themselves at the end of the year.
Talk to Coach Jackson, a baseball coach for Southern University. As you're getting into your second year now, have you had to hold back a little bit sometimes to say, okay, I can't push him that hard. They've got to be able to learn this system?
You know what? I think for me, just my mindset is always kind of step by step by step. So I think more on the players' end, they're wanting more, and I'm telling them, hey, let's focus on the small things first. And if we can get those things accomplished, then more will come. So for me, there's no angst to get them going. It's just, hey, let's make sure we can do A, then we'll move to B, then we'll move to C, then we'll move to D, as opposed to, hey, let's look at Z and figure out what we need to do to get to Z. No, let's work on A first.
Everybody wants to get up to that plate almost always and hit one that goes all the way to Mississippi on the fly.
Yes.
Do you prefer playing small ball?
No, you know what? I think for our offense, I think we want to be that multifaceted offense. Mm-hmm. If we need to bunt, we can bunt. If we got to bang, we can bang. Whatever we need to do, we kind of coach our guys up from an offensive perspective to have them understand that we need to be able to handle all facets of the game. Mm-hmm. So if it's the 9th inning and it's a nothing score and nobody's been hitting all day, then we better be able to bunt, because as you get to bullpens, 9 times out of 10, their better arms are going to be coming out at the back end. So if you didn't get it off the starter, whoever's coming in as their closer, you're probably not going to get it off him, so you're going to really have to grind that out and play station to station.
I noticed that also the success of teams that are fast on the base paths also very successful and go far. Houston Astros were that way. They were big-time fast with a lot of steals. Do you feel that you want your players to steal, that you have good players that can run those bases good?
Even the players that can't run, I want them to run. I want our opponents to understand that we're going to look to run 100% of the time. And in the way that we teach our guys about getting cues from pitchers, being able to advance on balls and dirt and all those kind of things, we're always going to look to take that extra 90 feet. If you put the pressure on the defense to make plays, you can potentially put them in a position where they're going to make mistakes. And if we can capitalize off their mistakes, we'll be in a good spot. We're going to get thrown out at times. And I tell our guys, when you steal in bases, don't worry about getting thrown out. I want you to be aggressive. And the more aggressive you are, the more comfortable you'll get. You'll see where those opportunities present themselves. So we don't look for chances to run. We look for the opportunity for them to stop us.
I noticed that the field's already looking good. So they've got it early this year. The field's looking nice.
We did. Last year we weren't able to get there, but this year we were able to get some stuff done and get it overseeded. And so now when we get out there, it is green instead of the Bermuda that goes dormant during this time of the year.
And with that, I noticed that during the games, your players are out there spraying and they're raking and they're doing all of that. That teaches them a lot of responsibility for doing that. I like that.
Well, and that's, it's one of those things where I tell them they have to take pride in where they are, and we're in a situation where we don't have a grounds crew. We are our grounds crew. So to be able to make sure that you're managing and taking care of your home place will, like you said, allow you to have more pride in what it is that you're doing and how we go about our business.
Because a lot of people don't understand that, but Skip Bertman told me at one time, when he got started with LSU, he made his players paint the swing sets, painting the outfield, doing things like that, like your players are doing, because that's the way it started.
Exactly. And like you said, I think that gives them a greater sense of purpose about what it is they're doing, and it also lets them know that, hey, there's a lot of privileges that come with being a Division I athlete, but there's also a lot of accountabilities and responsibilities that come with that too. So if we can instill those things in them, then we create more well-rounded people.
The field house looks nice, outfield. What would you like to see more at Lee Hines Field?
Ultimately, I'd like for us to get some cages. I think the idea of down the road of being able to get an indoor type facility that's at least covered cages, and possibly having our own weight room to where we could have everything kind of centrally located there. And then too, I think by adding some of those things, getting turf on the field, it also allows us to be in a position that we can provide a little bit more to the community. When you have turf field, you can get those kids out there. We can provide camps and opportunities for them all summer, covered cages, put some academic requirements on that, but be able to say, hey, come on over here if you're going to school, if your grades are right, we'll give you some free lessons in the cages and do those kind of things.
And I drive fast just about everywhere I go, but when I'm coming over the hump and I know the baseball players are practicing, I kind of go slow because that ball goes over that net and it could hit my truck.
That is very true. And you see, unfortunately, the malicious intent that people have deep down inside. When that foul ball goes, they're like, oh.
I know, everybody's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then when it don't hit,
when
it's
it
like,
doesn't,
oh.
exactly.
But it's always good to hear that pop of that bat, man, and getting the baseball season going. It's just like everything's good again.
It is. It's, you work all year till you get to this point, and that's what I tell guys is we put our time in now, and I'm a firm believer and I always believed coaches the practice belongs to us as coaches. The games belong to the players. And if we have to do a lot of coaching in the game, then we didn't do our part in practice. And so we make them grind and practice and understand this is where you get better, this is where you learn to play the game. And then come game day, I want you to be able to breathe and just step out there and get it done.
And I know you're always looking ahead to prospects from all over. Where are you looking at? I mean, a lot of in-state players?
I think we're having to spread out a little bit more because the battle that we're having with in-state kids is because we haven't had success here in the last 5 or so years. They're waiting to see what's going to happen. And then with the players that are coming from out of state, where some of the kids that we're recruiting, and that's the advantage I believe that we have being an HBCU, we can go nationally because there's black kids playing the game all over the country. Mm-hmm. And so being able to go to those minority populated centers and recruit those areas and giving those kids an opportunity to come and experience baseball at this level and at a high level of instruction and development, I think it allows us to go all over the place. And once we start winning and get things going back the way they used to be, then I think the in-state player will also be attracted to us.
And coaching staff, you like your coaching staff?
I do. A young group of coaches, but at the same time they're hungry. And so the one change for me is understanding the idea of now not only am I coaching players, but I'm also coaching coaches.
Right, no question about that. Baseball coach Carrick Jackson right here. And go out and support Southern baseball. The Jaguars playing again February 15th, FAMU, but they will be in Baton Rouge at, that'll be February 18th at Alec Box Stadium playing against Air Force. And then the LSU game will be on ESPN on the 27th, but let's bring a lot of Jaguar Nation out to Alec Box Stadium. All right, when we come back, we're talking football. Coach Dawson Odoms is here in the house. We'll continue right here. This is the Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. I'm Chris Powers. We'll be back in just a moment. Pelican Sports TV.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the Parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college.
So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. We're right here from Scoreboard's restaurant, and you can get you a nice cold beverage, or you can get you some delicious food right here. I've got the man, Coach Dawson Odoms, football coach, with me right here. How you doing, Coach?
Oh, doing great. Always a pleasure.
Everybody's admiring your white top here.
Oh, it's for sale. It's for sale. Always for sale.
I could be eating bread and I would get a stain on that.
Well, you got to lean over a little more so you don't spill it on
It'll happen. I'm telling you, it'll happen. Well, Coach, first of all, the second of 2 signing days coming up. Tell us about what you think about that.
Well, we're halfway. You know, I really think that when you look at where we are, the first half, we was able to ink about 8 guys, and we'll probably sign anywhere between 8 to 10 to 12 guys in the second signing period. So we're excited about that. We're really looking for length, and we're looking for what fits our program. And we have a unique program, and we look for certain characteristics in individuals. It's not necessarily the best football player that's available. It's always the best football player that fits our program. And those positions, tight end, linebacker, always looking for offensive, defensive linemen, long rod receivers, looking to get length at linebacker, and also get some length at safety in that corner position. So I think when you look at it, we're just trying to get length, and more length. I think we're trying to get a bigger football team.
No question about that. And Coach, you only had 9 players that walked on senior day. That's impressive. So that means you've got a good returning team coming back. And also you got 2 quarterbacks on the bench that both have playing time. So we got experience there. We got experience at wide receiver. And as you mentioned, tight end, am I remembering right where at least 2 tight ends were graduated?
One. We lost Dennis Craig, so we graduated 8 or 9 guys. So we have a lot of our football team coming back. So that don't leave a lot of spots for scholarship guys. But we're out of our penalty phase, and we're happy about that. So our scholarships are back up. We're back up to the full allotment. So that's always a great thing. So we're able to bring in more guys, and we're excited about that. I think our football team that's coming back are the guys that we're really leaning on. We was able to get some mid-year guys. We're excited about that. We won't release any names. Everything's going to be released at the recruiting bash on Wednesday. So we're holding tight with the guys that we already have on campus. But I think we're building a good football program that's going to be able to sustain the success. And that's really what it's all about.
And that'll be at the Continued Ballroom, too, on Wednesday for the big signing day. Coach, shortly after that, it's almost in a way. Then you start hearing the pads, because then spring practice starts. When does spring practice start?
We start, I think it's in March, that first week of March, right when we come back from the Mardi Gras break. I think it's like March the 7th. We'll get ready to start spring ball, and then we'll go all the way into a little bit of April, right before spring break, when we'll finish. The spring game is set for March the 30th. We're excited about that. But I really think it's just getting our guys fundamentally sound, just doing the right things, and just discipline and fundamentals is what we're going to work on this spring.
And March 30th, obviously, at A.W. Mumford Stadium, get an opportunity for the fans to come and see that.
Well, exactly. I think it's a big weekend on campus. I know we're going to have, I don't know if they announced it yet, so I'm reluctant to
schedule right now that we're looking on the screen.
Yeah, March the 30th is going to be the spring game. I think that's Spring Fest weekend. So we're excited about the activities that are going to be taking place that week. And I really think it's a great weekend to come out and watch football. And I also think baseball will be playing that weekend. So it's an exciting weekend. A lot of activities are going to be taking place. I think it may be the weekend that we also have our Jagathon to be going on that Friday. So a lot of great things are going to happen on the Bluff that weekend. We're excited to be a part of it.
Coach, I haven't seen this much excitement about the release of the football schedule in a long time. We did that about 2 weeks ago, and people were so excited. I had people bribing me like crazy. I said, I know we're in Louisiana with politics. They like to bribe with boudin, all that stuff. I had stuff that I don't have a copy of it. Coach Banks is keeping it from me, I promise you. But the excitement of the 2019 schedule I mean, obviously coming out a West championship year, so it was very exciting. What are your thoughts about the 2019 football schedule?
Well, you know, it'd be challenging, as always, but I think we got some teams on there that our fan base will be excited about playing. We got a rivalry back with FAMU, open up in-state with McNeese, a short 5-hour trip to Memphis. So then we got our home Oak Pete Richardson Classic against Elwood Waters. So I think our first 4 games are exciting, and then we get into our conference schedule, which we know it's going to be challenging. We're road warriors, but that's okay. I think it's good for our program. We like showcasing it to the world, and I think getting a chance to go play again back at Alcorn, well, that was our last game. I think that'll be one that is circled for all our fans and our players. It'll be an exciting game. And also the trip to Jackson is always good. I always think that going to play in Memorial, we get a lot of people out there, and it's an exciting environment. You know, they treat us really bad, but we just don't return the favor, and I don't understand why. You know, they jack up the prices. They do everything they can to make it miserable for us, but we just love them up when they come here. So, but you know, we want to return the favor, but it'll be a good chance to go on the road. We also back in Dallas against Texas Southern, so that'll be a fun football game. You know, homecoming is always going to be good. You know, we get Alabama A&M for homecoming. We got PV coming in here, and then we also got Virginia Lynchburg. And then we rounded out and finished with November schedule was always the Bayou Classic. So in between there, you'll get a chance to go on the road to Pine Bluff. So it'll be a challenging schedule, be up and down for us at home on the road, but I think it'll be a good schedule for our players and a great schedule for our fans, and we look forward to the 2019 season.
No question about that, and I'll tell you what, you know, you got a break right there early on, too, in the schedule with a bye week, and your team has been very successful coming off a bye week. Only 2 losses in your entire career coming off of a bye week. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, that's what it is. That's the record.
Only 2 losses.
Well, that's good. You know, I really think it's the preparation and the planning that goes into play, and I think we've been doing it that way for a long time. I think we got a good understanding of really evaluating where we are as a football team, and then making the right necessary moves to be able to get a team to play the second half of the season really well.
No question about that. And so, Coach, I mean, it's going to be, before you know it, we'll be in the spring, and then we'll be doing it and all that stuff. Okay, and I got to get your thought on this. Some people may or may not know, this is a big NFL fan. We always talk, before we go on a show, we always talk National Football League. He's the Dallas Cowboy fan. Can't hold that against him. Obviously, I'm the Saints. Your thoughts on the no call in that NFC Championship game?
Well, you know, I really think it was probably one of the worst calls in football, but I also know as a coach, and you tell your team, you never let it come down to one call. One call don't win or lose a ball game. I think it can improve your chances, but it don't come down to that one play. At the end of the day, you can never leave it in the hands of the ref. I thought the best team on that day was the Saints. I thought early on they let the Rams hang around, and we said all the time as coaches, when you got a chance to beat a team, you got to beat them. You can't let them hang around, because in the end, that ball can bounce and take funny bounces in different ways.
Now, when you lose a game like that, Coach Sean Payton said he spent 3 days eating ice cream and watching Netflix and what have you. Just said that today in a press conference. So my question is, for you as a coach, how long does it take you to get over a game like that?
Well, I think ice cream is not a bad way to get over. As long as you want watching Lifetime, then we got some real problems. But it takes a while. I mean, I think we had to deal with the Bayou Classic in 2017 all year. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's what we talked about, was hurting helps you to heal, right, in so many ways. You got to go through some hurt. But through that hurt, are you learning? Are you healing, and are you growing? And I think that was the difference this year. And I think from the way they lost to the Minnesota Vikings, they went through that hurting and learning. And they put themselves back in that same predicament again. And I think when you look at it, 2 years in a row, that's tough to swallow. It do take a long time. And when you go 2 years in a row with that kind of devastating loss, it's really hard to recover from that.
Well, even you talked about that after the SWAC championship game and the Alcorn State game, how it looked like Alcorn was going to run away with it. Then all of a sudden, here comes Southern University back, and Alcorn had to really do some good drives at the very end of the game to win it. And you talked about that. You've worked so hard that, you know, we have to just get over this and come back from this.
Well, exactly. I think you got enough guys coming back, and that's the difference. Had you had a lot of seniors graduating then going away with that experience, it probably would be difficult to say that the next year you got a chance to return to that. But I think with all the guys we got coming back, I think that's going to be the motivation in the offseason to be able to say, you know what, we got to dig in. Let's figure out what we didn't do between January and December to try to make sure we don't taste this again.
No question about that. Again, the signing day and the big party will be at the Cotillion Ballroom, Southern University, on Wednesday. You want to see the players at Southern sign for this second recruiting class? Come on out for that. That ought to be a lot of fun. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking about Booster and how you can help out with Southern's program as well, and that's how this person was very successful in doing that. We'll continue right here at the Overtime with Roman Banks, right here as we look closer look at Southern Jaguar athletics. I'm here from the Scoreboards Restaurant. We'll be back in a moment on Pelican Sports TV.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Be our history.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. Smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right? You ever come to Louisiana?
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here at the Scoreboards Restaurant, and we're having a good time out here. We got a lot of Southern Jaguar Nation fans out here today, and it's Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar athletics, and we're talking to someone, let me tell you this, it's unbelievable. You know how the athletes love this lady to death. Anna Jones, Southern booster and member of the six-man club. Let me tell you, after the Lady Jaguars basketball game, they're all coming. I'm thinking they're coming to me and saying hello to me, but they're all past me by and going up in the stands to hug Anna Jones. So, I mean, all you've done for Southern University, it's absolutely unbelievable.
You know,
it's not about what I do, it's why I do it, because I absolutely love those kids.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just wonderful, and just to know that the things that you do, that they appreciate it. You know, just to come to say thank you. I mean, they come and visit with the Six-Man Club, win or lose, and I know they don't want to come when they lose,
Right.
but they come up there anyway, and we give them that hug, give them the love, that support, and it's just all about them.
Right. And if you've never been to her State Farm office, she is a State Farm agent. If you've never been to her office, she's got display cases right there with all kind of Southern memorabilia. So I'm at the SWAC tournament in Houston, Texas, and they're throwing little basketballs, and they throw in one. I'm doing the live broadcast on the air, and there's a basketball coming to me, and I think there's a kid behind me, and I elbow the kid, grab the ball. I'm taking this to Anna Jones so she could put in her collection, and I gave you that ball. Remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, it
and
was
it's
a nice
in there.
basketball.
It's in that case. It's in that case right now.
Why? I mean, you're a big sports fan. We're talking Saints with Coach Dawson Owens just a minute ago. You're a big sports fan. Why love Southern University that much?
Well.
Why not?
Why not?
That's right.
You know, Southern University, growing up as a kid, you know, we had two choices. And that was Southern University or Grambling State University. And I wanted to get as far from North Louisiana as I could. So I came to Southern. You know, my brother and, you know, some of my other sisters and brothers, they came to Southern. Basically, you know, I followed my brother to Southern. And I've just, and I moved and came back. My business is here. And I'm 1 mile, about 1.5 miles from Southern. And I just, you know, I'm a marketing person. I'm competitive. I love the sports. I love competition. And I love to win.
Right.
And whatever it takes, whatever I can do to encourage someone to get that W, just, well, not so much as to, yeah, it's all about the winning.
Right.
To me, it's about the
Right.
winning, but it's also about being your best.
Right.
You know, just do the best that you can do and be the best that you can be. And when a person give it all, you know, that's all you can ask. But Southern, to me, is just, it's my HBCU of choice.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I love it.
And I would tell you what, she's got an impressive grip. Okay, you've got a big-time grip, because when I want to brag about you on the radio and put you on the radio, on the broadcast, to say what all you do for Southern, she grabs my arm and I'm like, oh, I can't feel it anymore, it's gone. So what I'm saying is that you do not like us shining the spotlight on you, but I think it's important that we do shine the spotlight on you, because that gives an opportunity for other fans out there, for other supporters, to see what you do and to say, you know what, I need to do that as well.
Well, I guess that's one reason why I'm so involved in the foundation also, you know, to give back, to encourage people to give to the students for scholarships. You know, I have a scholarship in my name, and we are out there beating the bushes, just trying to get people to give, you know, because that's important, that's very important. And you're right, I'm very humble, and I don't like the spotlight shining on me. I just do what I do behind the scenes, and, you know, I just move on, because it's not about me. It's not about me. Again, I say it's about the students. It's, you know, it's about those Southern University students, the athletes, all of them. Not just one, not just basketball, but every one of them. That's what we support, all of the students.
Were you kind of concerned with the Lady Jags this year, with Sandy Pugh leaving and then Carlos Funches coming in, and he's picked up right where she's left off, because they were on a 6-game winning streak at one point in time, and they're in first place in the conference right now?
That's correct. They are in first place. I had no worries, because I felt and knew that Coach Funches would do a great job. And, you know, sometimes change is good. And, you know, I don't get upset or get worried when there is change, because I knew those girls, and I knew that regardless of who the coach was, that they were going to be their best, and they was going to play the best game that they could play if I was the coach.
Right.
So I knew that. So there was no worries there.
Well, it's always great to see for at FG Clark Activity Center, AWD Mumford Stadium, in the Superdome for the Bayou Classics. You'll come and say hello to us and what have you. Even I was on a bus going down Poydras Street, going to the Superdome, the Saints game. I'd taken a bus from further down the road, and I hear this person yelling, Chris Powers. And I turn around, uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. It's Anna Jones. She give me a big hug and kiss. We were all going to the Saints game. We had a good time with that. Yeah. So I know from the bottom of Athletic Director Roman Banks, from all the staff and all the athletes, thank you what you do at Southern University, because you do not have to go out and far as you do like you do, and as much as you do. Travel to go to the Alcorn State game, travel to go to the SWAC Championship Basketball Tournament. You do it all. And I know that all Southern fans need to appreciate you big time.
Thank you. And speaking of the Alcorn game, we will have a bus trip Saturday, leaving at 11 o'clock from Plank Road, going to the Alcorn game. The cost of it is just the minimal $25.
Yeah.
So we're inviting everyone who can come and go out and support them, because that's always tough. Alcorn is always tough, and they need all of our support there.
All right, when we come back, we got Roman Banks coming back up here, the athletic director. Got him some questions to ask him. We'll do that when we return right here from the great restaurant, the Scoreboards, right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit OLOLRMC.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group. Distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
Buddies, talking about buddies. You just can't lock them out, buddies. They'll make your day. Hey. Buddies, you can't deny them, buddies. You just can't buy them. You wear them, whatever comes your way. Buddies are here to stay.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance.
Talk to State Farm agent Anna Jones in Baton Rouge today.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
welcome back everybody to Scoreboards right here, and we're excited to have Athletic Director Roman Banks on the program, of course. That's why we named the show after you, my friend.
After us.
There you go, after us.
Looking Jaguar Athletics.
And right now we want to ask you some questions. Ask the AD, and we're going to go to the lovely Taylor, our assistant today. Taylor, how you doing?
Thank you, Mr. Chris. Our first question is coming from Jay Arias from Baton Rouge.
Is there a discount package for buying season books for all sports?
Yes, it is. So we have a package available for our season book holders. If you buy all season books, then we discount the packages. So we only have season books for football, men and women basketball, and baseball. And so there's a discount package. If you buy a football ticket, then you can get those other 2 tickets for $50 each, which is a discounted package. And also, if you become a season book holder, we discount the tickets as a season book holder much cheaper than we do as you would pay for game to game.
All right, thank you for that. All right, Taylor, you've got somebody else that wants to ask the athletic director a question.
Yes,
Go ahead.
sir. Our next question is from Mr. Reggie from Baton Rouge.
All right, how you doing?
One time, Southern University hosted more Olympic sports like men's tennis and golf. Is there any plans to bring any of those back in the near future and to talk about it?
Yeah, so in our 3 to 5 year projection, I think I spoke about this earlier, and also one of our mandations from the NCAA is to increase our number of sports and really increase our number of female scholarships that we give out. And so in the very near future, I think 2021, that our forecast to bring in golf. And we will start with women's golf being funded and also bring men with it, but it probably won't be funded scholarship-wise. And we look to fund that the very next year. And also, we're also looking into, I see the volleyball coach in the stands. She don't really know this yet, but I've been meeting with other ADs across the state and across Texas. So we're looking at sand volleyball. That's a hot sport going on right now, and so we're looking to probably invest in the sand volleyball in 22. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you a lot, Taylor. Good job. Great job. All right. Now, of course, they got us this again.
Again?
Unbelievable, Coach.
Not again.
Look at this. Pecans on the top. Unbelievable.
They just forcing us to have some of this, right?
Unbelievable. Yeah. Well, Coach, obviously we've got all kind of stuff going on, and the direction of this show is absolutely unbelievable. Gives an opportunity for several Southern supporters, several coaches, and athletes come in and talk on the show.
Oh yeah, I think next week we're going to have athletes on the show. We're going to have some of our leadership going to be on the show coming. So I think next show we probably have our new chair going to be on the show, Attorney DeMoine Rutledge. And so we're going to have some special guest hosts that we'll have with some of the football players being on the show. So this is for everybody to dive into athletics. We're going to bring some of our alums to the table. We're going to bring some of the student athletes to the table, the administration to the table, and give our fans a chance to ask us some questions and hear about what's coming up for the future.
No question about that. Coach, your feelings on Dr. Charles McClendon, the SWAC commissioner, have you had an opportunity to talk to him?
Great choice. He really have great ideas, and I just think he's the right guy. I think for every situation, it speaks to that perfect situation, and I think he fits that. I think that he's been in this league long enough, and he's been a couple of places as an athletic director on campus, and he understands how the conference office affect the campus life. And he has given in the campus life back his autonomy to go in and make apparel deals and TV deals, and also with the same thing of branding the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And so I think you're going to see some great things from him. I think that as you've seen the championship game, basically that was his ideal, is that we all was going to do away with the championship game and go to a 9-game series. But the conference office has to have a revenue generator, something he can advertise to sponsors. And that game in basketball tournament is basically one of the two. And he was able to explain that and put that package together where it makes sense for all of us. And then it gives you an extra incentive, because if you host that championship game, Alcorn probably walked away with $1 million. Right. And so that's what you want, to be able to put yourself and your campus in a position to be successful.
So does it look like that again next year for football, that it'll be on the best record teams campus?
So we're going to discuss that in our next meeting, but I think that's where we're headed. Now, with that being said, for instance, that it can be hosted by you, it don't necessarily have to be on your campus. If Mississippi Valley had it, that don't mean it has to be at Valley. They can move it wherever they want to Jackson, Mississippi, to Memphis, so it doesn't matter. But the campus control it, that athletic department control it. And so with that being said, unless someone come in and buy that game out, then that's probably the way it's going to head.
What's the percentage that school gets for the ticket? Do they get the whole ticket, or the SWAC gets some of that, or all of it, or?
The percentage is broken up, so all schools it's a 70-30, 80-20 split. And so all schools get a portion of the money in the conference office, and then the winning school or the championship team get the larger portion. So just think about it. We able to win that game, then that's probably right about $800,000 for us.
Wow. So basketball-wise, now I know there was some discussion. They say it's in Birmingham, Alabama, but I know the SID kind of talked about we're still thinking it's in Birmingham, but we don't know. Have you heard anything on that yet?
So right now it's scheduled to be in Birmingham, but obviously Birmingham is cost effective for the conference office right now, while our commissioner is going through his transition phase. But also the practice and starting to put a lot of thought back into bringing that to a campus as well.
Wow.
And so we're looking at bringing a lot of championships back to the campus. So that means in that order of finish, top and bottom, one to the bottom, if you're able to be the best team in your league, then it gives you a chance to generate some revenue for yourself.
No question about that. That ought to be a lot of fun. Hey, next week, right here on Overtime with Roman Banks, we're going to have Southern Board Chairman Des Moines Rutledge, as he talked about. We're going to talk about the Grambling State Pep Rally. That's big because Grambling State's next Saturday. The Tigers are coming into town. Also, student spotlights on wide receiver Kendall Catalan and also quarterback Ladarius Skelton. We'll have that next week. Henry Baptiste will be here and a whole lot more. I think we even got Jared Sam's mom in the house today.
Oh, yeah. We got Jared Sam's mom. They law supporters back there. Jared is doing his thing in the D-League and playing very well. And so, that's one thing about Southern. I think once you become in this family, you don't lose that. And often everybody support all the sports. They support the activities. And so this is a great situation for us. And Jaguar Nation is just ready to take over the scoreboards every Wednesday.
All right, now they're asking, are you going to take a bite of the bread pudding?
I'm not going to turn this thing down today.
We have to try this every week.
I mean, at the end of the day.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's the real deal. Everybody better get it. The real deal.
You see the steam coming from it. It's that unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Thanks, Scoreboards Restaurant, for doing this. All the Jaguar Nation for being here. Thank y'all. Y'all give yourselves a hand.
Jaguar Nation in the house.
We'll see you next week right here. Overtime with Roman Banks, Pelican Sports TV. Bye-bye.